Hello everyone, it's me Uncle Jan. Today I am going to read chapter 16, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, chapter 16 through the trapdoor, 262 to 64. In years to come, Harry would never quite remember how he had managed to get through his exam when he had expected Voldemort to come bursting through the door at any moment. Yet the days crept by. There could be no doubt that Fluffy was still alive, and well behind the locked door was a sweltering hot, especially in the large classroom, where they did their written papers. They had been given special new quills for the exam, which had been bewitched with any cheating spell. They had practical exam as well. Professor the Flitwick called them one by one into his class to see if they could make a pineapple tap dance across the desk. Professor McGonagall watched them turn a mouse into a snuff box. Points were given for how pretty the snuff box was, but taken away if it had whiskers. Snape made them all nervous, breathing down their necks, while they tried to remember how to make a forgetfulness potion. Harry did the best he could, trying to ignore the stabbing pains in his forehead, which had been bothering him ever since his trip into the forest. Neville thought Harry had a bad case of exam nerves because Harry couldn't sleep, but the truth was that Harry kept being woken by his old nightmare, except that it was now worse than ever because there was a hooded figure dripping blood in it. Maybe it was because they hadn't seen what Harry had seen in the forest, because they didn't have scar burning on the forehead. But Ron and Hermione didn't seem as worried about the stone as Harry. The idea of Voldemort certainly scared them, but he didn't keep visiting them in dreams, and they were so busy with their studying they didn't have much time to fret about what Snape or anyone else might be up to. The very last exam was a history of magic, 1 hour of answering questions about Betty, or wizard who had invented self-studying cauldrons. They would be free for the whole wonderful week until the exam results came out, when the ghost of Professor Binns told them to put down the quills and roll up the parchment. Harry couldn't keep cheering with the rest. That was far easier than I thought it would be, said Hermione as they joined the crowd, flocking out onto the sunny ground. I needn't have learned about the 1637 Werewolf Code of Conduct or the uprising of Elfric the Eager. Hermione always liked to go through the exam papers afterward, but Ron said this made him feel ill, so they wandered down to the lake and flopped under a tree. The Weasley twins and Lee Jordan were tickling the tentacles of a giant squid, and which was basking in the warm shallow. No more studying, Ron sighed happily, stretching out on the grass. You could look more cheerful, Harry. We got a week before we find out how badly we've done. There's no need to worry. Yet Harry was rubbing his forehead. I wish I knew what this means. He burst out angrily. My scar keeps hurting. It's happened before, but never as often as this. Go to Madame Pomfrey, Hermione suggested. I'm not ill. I think it's a warning. It means danger is coming. One couldn't get worked up. It was too hot. Harry, relax. Hermione's right. The stone is safe as long as Dumbledore is around. Anyway, we have never had any proof. Snape found out how to get past Fluffy. He nearly had his leg ripped off once. He's not going to try it again in a hurry. And Neville will play Quidditch for England before Hagrid lets Dumbledore down. Harry nodded, but he couldn't shake off a lurking feeling that there was something he had forgotten to do. Something important when he tried to explain this. Hermione said, it's just the exam. I woke up last night, was halfway through my transfiguration notes before I remembered we had done that one. Harry was quite sure the unsettled feeling didn't have anything to do with work, though. He watched an owl flutter toward the school across the bright blue sky. A note clamped in its mouth. Hagrid was the only one who ever sent him a letter. Hagrid would never betray Dumbledore. Hagrid would never tell anyone how to get past Fluffy, never. But Harry suddenly jumped to his feet. The end.